Uh, Welcome back to Almost Functional. Just back here with another index. Doing the Black Templars. I know we're a day behind. Had some streaming issues yesterday, so Black Templars and Deathwatch didn't get done last night. So I'm doing them after all the chaos stuff today. So let's just roll right into them. If your army faction has Depth of Astartes, you can use the Righteous Crusade detachment rule. Cannot include any Psyker models. Uh, cannot include any of the following models that do not have Black Templar's keyword: Gladiator Lancer, Gladiator Reaper, Gladiator Valiant, Impulsor, Repulsor Executioner. All of these, I believe, just have a slight like extra melt or something they're able to take. So once we get to those data sheets, we're kind of just going to skim through them because we went all over them already in the other videos. Uh, and other than that, your army can include Black Templars. It cannot include any other chapters. All right. So at the start of the first battle round, select one of the four Templar vows below to be active for your army. You can either give melee weapons lethal hits. Models in your units have field and plane 6 plus and a leadership 5. You can give them a 4 roll against psychic attacks and melee weapons, get anti-psyker 4 plus, or you can give them melee weapons sustained hit ones. Alright, so just a couple different options. Two of them for melee. One makes you harder, gives you some feel no pain for resiliency and better at battle shock and leadership. Another one is if you're fighting a heavy psyker army, gives you some protection and some easier damage. Then their strats. Oh, is that their detachment rule? Do they not have? Oh, they have Oath of the Moment. All the Marines already have an army roll. Sorry, I was just doing all the chaos stuff, and I was like, wait, there's not the second rule. That they already have. They just have Oath of the Moment. Uh, so fervent acclamation. Your command phase, one Astartes character unit from your army. Select one Templar vow that is not active for your army until the start of your next command phase. While that character's leading unit, models in that unit gain the benefits of that vow in addition to the vow selected to be active for your army at the start of the battle. Alright, so one of your characters can give the unit he's leading an extra vow. A devout push, your shooting phase, just your enemy, your opponent's shooting phase, just your opponent's shot. One of your units that had a model destroyed. Your normally can make a normal move up to d6, but must end close to the enemy. The unit shot, if the Bore the Witch, Destroy the Witch vow is active, you can instead move 6 inches, but in the move either close to the enemy unit that shot or closer to the closest enemy psyker. That's nice. Anytime you get extra movement on your opponent's turn is nice. Then no escape. Your opponent's movement phase. When an enemy unit, excluding vehicles and monsters, is selected to fall back. Select one Death Starter's unit from your army with an engagement range them. Roll a d6 on a 1. Adding 1 to the result if accept any challenge no matter the odds vow is active for your army. On a 4 plus, that enemy unit cannot fall back. This phase must remain stationary, otherwise the enemy can fall back that phase. But it does, all models in the unit must desperate escape. Alright, so enemy falls back, they either can't fall back or desperate escape. That's nice. Then you got Armor Contempt, which all Marines have. Vicious Riposte. Fight phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets, one unit from your army that was selected as attacks. Till the end of the phase, each time a model unit is destroyed, if that model has not fought this phase, roll 1d6, adding 1 to the result if uphold the vow. There's a 4-up fight on death, and it can become a 3-up if you have the uphold the honor of the Emperor vow. Crusade Wrath. Once a unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase, until the end of the phase, each time a model unit makes a melee attack, improve AP by 1. If the Suffer Not Clean is active, you get +1 strength as well. Alright, these are all decent strats, and some of them trigger extra stuff if you got your, depending on the value picked. We got Perdition's Edge. Improve the strength and armor penetration characteristics of the bearer's melee weapons by 1. If Suffer Not the Unclean vow is active for your army, add 1 to the attack characteristics of the bearer's melee weapons as well. It's +1 strength and armor to just the bearer's weapons. Not that great. Witch Seeker Bolts. Depth of Astartes only. The bearer's ranged weapons have precision, anti-psyker 4 plus, and devastating wounds abilities. If a Bore the Witch is active, range attack the target psyker can reroll the hit roll and the wound roll. We'll see if any characters have any ranged weapons. Well, it's all the ranged. how many shots. If they got a bunch of shots on one of these characters, that's nice. Otherwise, it's kind of just okay. Especially since it's anti-psyker 4+, so you're really not shooting at psykers. It's not as useful. Then we got Sigmund Seal. Improve the attack characteristics of the bear's melee weapons by 1. While the bear is leading a unit, if accept any challenge no matter the odds is active for your army, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, 5 up scores a critical hit. Just +1 attack. If you just don't have that 1 vow active, it's only +1 attack. Then you got Tannhauser's Bones. Each time an attack is allocated to a bear, have the damage characteristic of that attack. While the bear is leading unit, if uphold honor, they get a 5 up feel no pain. None of these seem that great. A couple of them, even when in the right vow, they're not that great. This one, if the vow's active, is solid. Same with this one, but the vowels are there to make you flexible into anything you face. These enhancements kind of put you wanting to have a specific one every time. So I like their army rules. I'm not a big fan of their enhancements. Let's see what they get for detachments. We got Grimaldus with the Cenobite Servitor. Both T4, 4 wounds, 1 wound, leadership 5, leadership 8, plasma pistol, artificer close combat. So nothing unique in his weapons. Then he's got Litanies of Devout. While he's leading a unit, each time a model in the unit makes a melee attack, he roll hit rolls. That's nice, give his units reroll hits. Command phase, this unit contains 1 or more Cenobite Servitor models. Select 1 relic of the Emperor Ascendant below, or ability C left. Until the start of your next command phase, units Grimaldus has ability. So as long as one of his little guys is alive with him, you can select one of these in your command phase, and it's good until your next command phase. This unit is eligible to declare a charge at a turn which advanced or fell back. The models in the unit have a feel no pain 5+. Improve the armor penetration characteristic of melee weapons equipped by models in this unit by 1. Alright, that's not horrible. Advanced charge is nice. Giving a unit 5 feel no pain is nice. +1 AP, depending on what you're going into, it can be nice. And the fact that he gets to choose every command phase, you know what you're going to hopefully try to do with the unit. And they already gives them full rerolls to hit. Very nice. So weapon profiles, very generic stuff. This stuff is actually pretty nice. It's him and 3 servitors, so that's an extra 4 models you can add to a unit, which means you will have to start worrying about your coherencies. Just keep that in mind. You can join Assault Intercessors, Infernus Squad, Intercessor Squad, Primaris Crusader Squad, Primaris Sword Brethren. Then here's your Crusader Squad. They can take Neophytes and other models. Basically, your scouts can go into your Crusaders. Both are T4, both are 2 wounds. The Neophytes only get a 4 up save. Everybody else gets a 3 up, and they're all OC2. Don't see anything special in the weapons. So there's special rolls. They can reroll advance and charge rolls. That's really nice. And then you take 1 Sword Brother, 4 to 9 Initiates, and 0 to 10 Neophytes. So you have to take 5 to 10 Initiates, and then you can take up to 10 Neophytes, but you don't have to take any. And then if a character from your army with the leader ability can be attached to a tactical, so basically tactical squad leaders can join this. All the rest of this, just lots of different options they can do with all the little bodies. Yeah, Crusader Soldier Squad are fine. They're battle lines, so you can take up to 6 of them. Then we got Helbrecht. He's 4 toughness 4, 5 wounds, leadership 5, OC2, 2 up save. Range weapon is Ferocity, anti-infantry 4+, devastating wounds, 2 attacks, strength 5, -1, 2 damage. Sword of the High Marshals, he can swing one-handed or two-handed, 12 attacks to 6, both hit on 2, strength 6 to 8, -3, Spur for Oath, 1 damage to 3 damage. He has Crusade of Wrath. While this model is leading a unit, add one of the strength characteristics of melee weapons equipped by models in that unit, and each time an attack is made with such a weapon, a successful unmodified hit roll of a 5 up scores a critical hit. So while he's leading unit, add 1 to melee weapons, and their melee weapons get critical hits on 5s, which I believe does stack with himself. So he would go to strength 6 and 5-ups would do devastating against things that aren't infantry, because he's already doing devastating on 4-ups against infantry. At the start of the fight phase, select one enemy with an engagement range of this model's unit. Roll a d6. On 2 to 3, they suffer d3 mortals. 4 to 5, 3 mortals. On a 6, d3 plus 3. So this is the start of the fight phase. He just picks a unit and they take mortals. Alright, that's nice. And he can join Assault Intercessors, Primaris Crusader Squad, or Primaris Sword Brethren. Then we got the Primaris Crusader Squad. So they actually have Neophyte Primaris. That's interesting. I'm not sure. Do they have models for that, or you just take like regular Assault Intercessors? How do you tell the, or do you just put, yeah, it's Primaris Neophyte, so it's not just like a regular Scout. Reavers? I don't know. I'm interested to see, is there an actual Primaris Neophyte model? Neophyte Firearm is 2 attacks, strength 4 AP, 0-1 damage. They have a Pyre Pistol, which is basically a Flamer. Pyre Blaster, which is basically a Flamer that's strength 5. Nothing special to combat weapons. They get reroll advance and charge as well. Same thing. Oh no, they can take 6 to 12 initiates and then 4 to 8 neophytes. That's interesting. I wonder why they did it that way. But that's interesting. And then they got all their options here. Then you got Primaris Sword Brethren, which kind of like Blade Guard with like plasma pistols. So 3 wounds, 3 up save, combi weapon, heavy bolt pistol, plasma pistol, pyre pistol, a mastercrafted power weapon. Nothing unique in any of this. Val Swarm Bladesman. At the start of the fight phase, you select one of the following effects to apply to melee weapons equipped by model's unit. So they can get +1 attack or +1 damage. Very solid rule. I like that. Black Templars definitely will probably see a lot of these. 5 to 11 models. Interesting. Anybody that can join an Intercessor Squad can join them. Then we got the Emperor's Champion. T4, 5 wounds. Black Sword is strike. His strike has precision, and then his sweep. So you got 6 to 10 attacks. Weapon skill 2, strength 8 to strength 6. -3, -2, 3 damage to 1. And then once per phase, when a melee attack is allocated to this model, the saving throw has failed. You can change the damage characteristic to 0. So it's only when it targets him. Each time this model makes a melee attack that targets a character, add 1 to the wound roll. Alright. So he can join Assault Intercessors, Intercessor Squad, Primaris Crusader Squad, Primaris Sword Brethren Squad, or Stern Guard Veteran Squad. He doesn't actually give any bonus to them. All his bonuses are on himself, but he is just another good fighter in the squad. Then we got a Castellan. He's T4, 4 wounds. Combi weapon, heavy bolt, Astartes, chainsword, massacre. So nothing special there. Gives lethal hits to his unit. And then this model's unit is eligible to shoot and declare charge in a turn which it fell back. Alright, so I guess he's their lieutenant. He can join all these same Primaris units. Then we got a Marshal. T4, 5 wounds. Nothing special in his weapon gear. Rights of battle. So that's your captain. He's the 0 CP strat. And then his special rule is once per battle at the start of the fight phase. This model can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, add 3 to the text characteristics of melee weapons equipped by this model, and they have devastating wounds. So he can give his Mastercraft, he can basically go up to 9 attacks and do mortals on 6s. And he can join pretty much all the same units. We got Black Temple. Well, these are all the ones where they just, from what people were telling me, they get this melt off option with other people don't have. I believe it's the only real difference. So we're just going to scroll through all these. Black Templar Impulsor. So what does the Impulsor get? Orbital Ray, Assault Vehicle. Just the options for the multi-melter that the normal one don't have? I believe so. So Repulsor, same. Executioner, same. they all get access to an extra Melta. And that's really it. So definitely some interesting stuff in here. Uh, they're solid. They got access to all the other Marine stuff. They're very flavorful, cool army. I know there's a lot of people playing them right now because they were really strong for a minute there in ninth edition. Uh, but they look like they should still be solid. I don't know if they're like S broken tier before, but hopefully not too much is. Hopefully everything's kind of similar. So definitely, if you're a Black Templar player, I don't think you should really be disappointed in these rules. They seem fine, and you still have access to most of the other Marine units uh, with all your vows and stuff. So I think Black Templar should be in a fairly decent place. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll hit you with the next one.